For Adom no abo pepepe na Adom Kasee nso esanza mampani anu asi every said your mind to be amuti enti na ese Kasee bono nso to me eba wakwa me mo ha me de ma metra diamond na de obete he wom bi no efa Kasee no ano abofo agye aboboso acho na afenso wahwe ewo Adom TV so na emomo no eye de ya Kasee beba wakwa monti nsema ne mampani e kan ye no obete ehonsem na afi ensemo nkaye bi but sesi yi de yenkomra sebedwafie National Democratic Congress Church for Penny Johnson asi edunketia ka bibi ache Ghana for yentie ne mransa
near Moano and for the first time oba emfie ensiani no and then the first time what me acknowledge say or minor development no and this year contribute to significantly. They said the MPPs will contribute to. I think, say, where your hints of reconciliation be or per se, oh yeah, it's never too late.
But besides, is this the real state of the nation? Yeah, what deliver any real state of the nation?
Oh, said na midika. I mean, you say no, a real state of the nation. Na obia niwa obefra and toma atitias or the corner sifi. Indeed, the Tibiano or no back at the Ayanede, but Timamufo na Kasa nim say, Nemana Okano, and yet the true state of the nation. I face so Adiaba Kwa Edinya, Ewo Maimune Katasi, Shane Proye. Ne formula, or the Abase, and Unti Waquantia Katasi, Shane Proye, say, why am Ratia Katasi, Shane Proye? Was I Edisika, Ama Inumakua, Yakuntia Katasi, Shane Proye. And say no need fighting against corruption there. And the Akwalabia betimia fighting. Say Fasika become anti-corruption institution. Na passemra. Even though empanimfua e better to say yam famra no nya adwuma. Me an hwe obi anim no. Obi anya prepare say our will no say obe pushi ama anti-corruption ya adwuma there. Enu nti na me hunu say ye record a e wo corruption no so no. Da bia e get worse.
Yeah, it was so na KD MP so edi nkomo. Ona bo bibia boko. Na wa ben mu mampani akasa, ye mampani akasa. State of the nation, the oman ni tibia akasa no. The mampani kan sa pe penalty.
Sa pe penalty. Nam se nano president kasa no. So utie ni se oman mu aye also say nipa bebre complaining na mum what yase say o man ye fi baabi and ya ba bedu baabi so wutie ni kasa ni ye na o kire baabi ye fi ene de covid aye o wi ase nyina ene de covid aye e wo Ghana anso na ankanya ne mpo aka menim sasa ye boka 17 billion ene akire which is almost 5% of your GDP. And no kwa and what they call ye edj or mine. And I'm saying, you're no buy and not a kunipa or my penny and a madam papa so I can say. Or no, dear, Sabi, Sessikabe kunipa dear, and what. Yeah, and Abedum Pempenswa and Yahwachaba. I want to so and Yagana qua a Yassinia was signed so Babetray and my Babet Yasia. A year Ghana for Genesis, Russia and Ukraine air quiet and fire one or Babetray effect in Swa a war away so. Maganese do export so at the court. I no end to me encore. And iron rods also you import about 60% in if you want them. Your fertilizers and so if you are memono 30% and so if Ukraine. It is a cobanisana, not a stresses or mammy no nekwa. A benyensus and so bonian so away so good.
Yankosoni any Rose on some como Deputy Minister former for Rose on Mampeni kilometers do okase waye uyo obi a wedi saa Rose mutin to my achepa oni o mapanyin ya adwene
ye misra me yenchi o mo hwe hina no kwasem no kwara bia nim minister aba parliament
ye o mapanyin kan se kwansini dudu a wetwa no kwara
aso watwa 10,085 kilometers and no kwara on for results in details number and say minister na ba beka say what the results in about 4,225 kilometers aduma o mapanyin ba ya wire from 2017 up to date. And the chairman of the committee on roads and transport also say, on my paying 3,600. And on my paying by honestly, we chat 10,085 kilometers. Into the engine tomb for a long time. In the Caribbean, the challenging minister, no, offer the details of the president who can work of Amra because of the fact that we be and Miansa and you do. Minister and information about or the Omo training in our prince or the parliament. I need to know on Bonukobianim. I challenge or then another president bar or instead no we try quite 10,085. Internet that's inconsistent. Maybe some questions you better debate so no matter Nukobianim. Records no on a Bambia no waba the first time I would to my 10,344 kilometers I rocket in terms of Mampanino. The bed debate often details number. Minister will have to bring the details. Records are any I printing our parliament. Every minister was 4,225.
Contrary to your Mampanика.
Contrary to the Mampanика, you need records in the fee. In general, no set of nation or kind or normal area work. The next of your say, what is the state of the economy? And what you're about for, but specifically on roads, Mirahopa, no Quabi anymore.
And twice on any honorable could you and so and honorable Biaboko.
Premtobre kopa
Honorable Mampeni Kasee inti says no more kind no even there or the true state of the nation ana.
Oh sometimes I remember me when there say a former deputy minister for roads Moreka my number na president can no kwari bi him I na say hwe numbers or very difficult to even get the proof no kwasa me there and there baby Mahama na brebra ohon na wodi etire na no ye dem not and the down baby I don't be bia foreign input because all do numbers are 4,000 this 10,000 this what about the reality on the ground? What do people see? Ebna na nkofu wodi woni nwa wodi hu ono ye the I'm imposing because numbers say we betum I did all throw number why mistake another friend then why should I walk be egum another no rekasa no oyim da no kwan 10,000 na okay no but on politics inti or ba na wa beto do but question there ebe na de na Ghana fu ogu.
Okay, so my our community
Kasem, and the other president or apologize to Ghanaians. They will turn the whole country into construction sites. Since a baby have a construction record, they in that construction so they crop what the one annual what you. And we make an no Ghanaians assurance there. By the time we be in the term never be you know. And the construction site in Ghana, whether housing, whether roads, railways, every baby factories, everywhere there is construction, and then crop own. And by the time we be no, now you a very beautiful Ghana. But opposition no akohisem. And continue why they will be.
Yet why am commodity and so honorable baby
Nyamiada Roman.
Honorable Nkrofo can say we should your man Penny especially former deputy minister for roads. Or say the figure no man Penny in the state of the nation's address. That is really not the figure.
Na otimi ma alternative bi. Sa obeka se obi dia o kanya no kra. Na otimi agina so ama figures bi. Omo ye bi koye. NDC for time ye rama ma penso. Omo ka so omo ya kwan bebre e ma ye challenge ye. Ye ba be so amam no mo amu no kra na ewom. Ba bia no so ma ye nyina na san be dead say ye nya kwan bia. Enei president agina ha ama figure say kwan do say e na ne penso watimi aye. Wo be gina be ka say enya no kra figure ben no no de ma. Ye nyina ye nim. Ye na dum be bi kra na nkrofo kra e bo ye fu say ade na obefa nkran kro mu atokro bia mu na asphalt ye tigu obedo be sori na asphalt aba. He found the free buy. A modern bar road minister, any Omampani, Nanado Danko Kufuado, Abai, Abo road sector. And now call baby, I'm a chrome, Abrim Minam MP, Abrim Honorable, or Sir from Pong. Abrim constituency, member of parliament. A free call, Ecosi or Da, a free call, Ecosi Kede, Nina contractors or so moye. Mimicrom, call to Abrimuno, or more so moya yourself, or my first Sileria Moyenina, or Kom Kronkuma Munzu and Grow War, Medistrict Makuma Kubayang or Chi. Nina internal rules no every it is all because enya no kra media mehu minu an parliament e wo majority side yenso ehu no kra no mon kan NDC for kra mu so ba bia ye nuanom a ompo kra eni afa no e dia dance ntimi ya menua former honorable Eje Mensa of Parliament, former Deputy Minister of Rules, all Kano. I am drawn with the Sabinian Ukrainian. This and no statement I was chairman for the Agric Committee. The Awakan Yina and Watachi on all sectors, and one my picture, no said the Huno. One my hope, I was that statement to Mutrese, and your idea go acquamuning in another swab, Palmagana for one toy. To be a Nabutre, Agric formation, Munkran, and Zuafrasiato, Yebedia. Prices of food items are costing in a baba. Yeah, warehouses be bria, a buy Benyamudia go, Tibet maintain prices of food items. Thank you.
Mamene Honorable Asenso Endi and Komo Ewo Adom TV. So Honorable Adom Honorable President Ababeka in the State of the Nation's address, who as a minister of housing now to TB. Is that the real state of the nation?
Of course, that's the real state of the nation. I was a smart president kind of or kind abra obefa economy no say the city. And the way now buying SA grow economy no, especially from 2017 to 2019, is a grow by 33%. And a COVID buy any home to Sassono and my economy no about form. As I say no, the cost of Ukraine. My say even the building materials be crowd iron rods no. Do don't know if Ukraine ever. It's no can be my prices of building materials cost. But as government so no said even though materials no cost no na abafom. Yeah at the Ministry of Western Housing so no. Yeah pekwan be fast so yeah as a country no you develop our own building materials be cheap. Said the Bayer a dambo abafom.
Honorable or touching on the fact say you share a military side now. You bomodian say a ban military house in Yadia betumi aye ama almost so etumi anya baby partner. We share the Sagrami housing project na esisuna. Will you suggest as a minister say you share any farmer military for no use one?
I ban di hun komo pa na enchebia no aban be announcement on Sagrami. Na said all kind no affordable housing idea here. And to say now by the share for Fraba said the president kind no say ye private developers can boom na ya boama a dime boom abafom aban the asase ba na ya constructing roads and provision of water and electricity on various affordable housing sites. So there be a private sectors and as private developers in the Bemwa. Ebema a dime boy akofom. It's any new affordable housing program are buying a diegu for my enchebiano, Ibehu some fashion.
Honorable Yebeda say by Ebepe Kwansoni about office near Babedin Komwan Kasani Ahre, how far this particular project extension no Ebeko Nisenia Edibeko Guya Bomodia say Ebenya Ura Fredibli. I will know a Jumtrini Edima and people. Or no say a ton asuma represented the state of the nations and Kasa that
they were all very attentive.
Okay. Yesterday the House passed the E11 as well.
Yes.
What do you make of that?
Of course, what is that? Finally it's been passed. And that's good. We were waiting for it. It is in the best interest of this country to get on with it so that we could continue with the development programs of the government. So we have a little money to support government projects and programs. I think Parliament.
Or perhaps it was the minority says the levy was passed and your side of the House, that's the majority caucus, did not have the numbers. Kojokum was not in the chamber, Ajosafu was not in the chamber, and so you cannot have the needed quorum.
That's chickenery. That's chickenery. They themselves were part. They took part in the debate. They should have been there. At the niche of time when they knew it is going to be passed, and then the numbers were there, and they found themselves out. Everything is started. Just a continuation. So far as I'm concerned, it's self-serving. What they are saying is to save their faces. But the E-levy has been passed. So,
but you've been a member of Parliament before. At the third reading, you need a specific number of MPs present in the House to take a decision. During the third reading, the minority were not in the chamber.
Please listen. As you said, I've been a member of the House. That if you talk about numbers, people raise it on the floor by members. Who was there who raised the numbers? Who raised it?
The speaker couldn't have raised the issue of quorum. That's because the minority filed out. You could have raised the matter of quorum.
Look, ask the speaker. It is not the speaker's duty to raise quorum, to raise numbers. It is members of the House who have the impression that there is something going wrong. That's why you come out with it. To your own supporters, because the burden of standing against the e-levy passing for this country was too much on their shoulders. They had to give in. The politics of playing to the gallery been exhausted, so they had to allow it to go on. To go.
But they've served notice that they're going to challenge that.
Why not? Everybody.
They want to file an injunction against the president.
Let me quote General Mosquito. It says everybody can go.
Enti ebusuade wo hwe nyina no eye de ekoso ewo mrasebedwa fie mampani ache said o my Ghana tebia no etie wie no akire nkomodi ahodo a ekoso na wote bie no dache hene ne mpanifo no bi adidi nkomo abisa won se ne mampani kan no wo mo hwe atebia no asa pepepe na tie no kan na wate se mpanifo no bi kire wo mo adwen na yenua ma akable so na ebinum edidi nkomo bisa won se na 11 no kra mojetu mu no se na mrasebedwafo no biti sa adwo asafo ne papa yi a wayare wo mu ni hobi so mo ajatum no o church mu se wa wo mrasebedwafie pen no ye chairman blay no na once na minority ni bi wo ho na wo mojetu mu ansa na mo sori apie no de adwuma na si 11 no ya diatum afa yemra ha na mefa Premtobre Kasee no so ento awoso na emampani sembia okaye ede kire oman no tebia yewom no emu ba kwa wokaye ede fa sikadodo a Ghana wode ebo ho bra COVID-19 yade no ema ne homene so pa wo memu no eye 17.7 billion
included, but were not limited to the recruitment on a permanent basis of 58,121 healthcare professionals and the payment of extra incentives to our frontline health workers. It took an unbudgeted 1.9 billion cedis to ensure that our children and teaching staff went back and stayed in school safely. Some, including regrettably a few in this honorable House, went as far as to accuse the government of trying to kill Ghanaian children when we introduced the controlled school reopenings. I might add here that in some countries, school closures have lasted for 20 months and children are only now going back to school. Our children did not lose a single academic year. We provided nearly 5 million households and over 10 million people with electricity and water subsidies at the time they were most needed. In all, data from the Ministry of Finance tells us that an amount of 17.7 billion cedis, 4.6% of GDP, has been spent in containing the pandemic since 2020. Mr. Speaker, the NPP government came into office with a plan to build a resilient economy and set us on the path to prosperity. We were on course, and our performance between 2017 and the beginning of 2020 demonstrates we were making rapid progress.
Ebia wonso amampani ekaye enede wo mrasebedwam ene se akabreti awe bi na wo mobepa school no eye technical and vocational education o chanity ase TVET no mako eduasa enso me 37 ewo omanmu no beboa ma omanfo anya ntete yafa ensa no dwuma ehonimde ho.
Our children will continue to be educated and be equipped to run a modern and digitalized economy. The free SHS and free TVET are the best vehicles we have devised to take us to the realization of our goal of an educated and skilled workforce. The computerized school placement system is currently ongoing, and the latest batch of JHS students will soon embark on their free SHS and free TVET education. The TVET institutions are being upgraded and equipped to enable them train the increased numbers of children that we want to be attracted to that sector to meet the modern needs of our economy. This year, I'll be commissioning some of the 34 refurbished National Vocational and Technical Institutes, NVTIs, across the country. The refurbishment
enti de mampani kan ne nyina na iskasem sika ho asem so wo mamu de na chese kenoforiata ono so e wo mra sebedwafie osisi a wone sejofo edin komo yentie bimra
no mo atwamu yi na afi so ode Black Stars no kan ho enti yedu baby a esese ye nyina yesom se burden sharing ni who said there's nothing we can do because to me call Nigeria 150 million people now to me born draw now unya points na BBSC who say onyame doyen enti ye nyina yensom na ye ma o ma no enje ye damas.
Basically, I mean, the minority is saying that we are blaming COVID and the Russia-Ukraine issue too much on our issues. I mean, what do you have to say to that? All our problems, you know, we blame on COVID. Yeah.
Well, my question really to ask you is, what would you say to that? Is it true that COVID was the most cataclysmic thing in the world for the past 50, 60 years? Is that true? Is it true that the West had to spend about 15 trillion to be able to manage their economies? Is it true that all of Africa's debt went up by over 10%? Those are truths. Is it true that we intervened such that even though there were 300,000 people dying in Africa, we had 1,450 dying? Those are all truths. You know, is it true that people were fed? Is it true that we were able to get our kids to go to school and not mix their exams? You know, when
honorable Afenyo Markins honorable Bibia Boko.
I'm for Essen Commission.
Bibia Boko.
I'm for Essen Commission.
Honorable
I'm correct, one are correct.
Honorable Bacho Bibia Boko.
Adoma.
Honorable Minister Kasee. Minister Kasee. Bacho Mininewi.
This side is not good for an interview.
Let's do a proper standing.
And the readiness to touch on all the analysis of the
the Omampeni kan ye no state of the nations and no Omampeni kan ye na.
Well, obviously, Mr. President was very sincere with us, and he was clear with the facts, and all the things that he said are things that we all know. One, he admitted the challenges in the economy. Two, he called on all of us to work together. And three, he demonstrated competence and capacity to be able to resolve. To me, that is the main essence of coming to Parliament, to deal with a message on the state of the nation. He didn't do blame game. He didn't come in to do propaganda. In his usual self, he made the facts known. And to me, that is
which thank Parliament for passing. Yesterday, we also witnessed what transpired. But the minority is not taking this line now. They intend to challenge this at the Supreme Court.
It is the Abonao Fide to express disagreement. But as a matter of procedure and within the context of our constitutional imperative, what we did yesterday was constitutional, was legal, and was within the law. Obviously, the vote and proceedings will bear witness to what happened. So let's wait for them to have their day in any forum, and then we would have a discussion.
There's also the question of roads. The president did mention over 10,000 kilometers of roads have been constructed. You've been trumpeting that one of the reasons why this e-levy must see the light of day is the construction of roads. But the minority is challenging this. They say only 8 kilometers of roads have been done.
Facts are sacred. Don't worry. Obviously, I am sure that when we check from the records, they will know that Mr. President will not come to Parliament to merely talk. He would come and make a submission on the basis of facts. In any event, the issue of e-levy is going to benefit all of us as a country. Look, over 90% of questions that are filed in this country, in this Parliament, are questions that border on roads. So the President is saying that as a matter of policy, we need some dedicated source of funding to ensure certainty for our contractors in the road sector. Employed people who sell foodstuff. They all
2 years. People in the value chain get the opportunity. Now there's a problem with funding. A contractor will go and procure a loan only to finish with a job and would now have to go through a Goro boy to get paid. Banks will be taking over people's properties, suing contractors. As a chair of the Road Fund Management Board, I believe that if this e-levy is properly managed, we dedicate it towards solving the problem. Trust me, taxes are not things that Ghanaians would want to hear or see. But if we are able to ensure a transparent system of managing this, posterity will judge Nana Akufo-Addo. Transparent system of managing this, posterity will judge Nana Akufo-Addo fairly and say that indeed he took a bold decision in ensuring this e-levy came to solve our road problem. 2, unemployment. Every Ghanaian youth who has completed university is looking forward to a public sector work. Can we employ all of them in the public sector? No. Private sector is one main area to go. So I believe that again, this you start. If there is per the policy, the system to ensure that creative entrepreneurs get opportunity are given those resources to develop their businesses, very soon a chunk of our boys and ladies who are on the streets looking for white-collar jobs will find private sector and entrepreneurship attractive. So it's a matter of
Adom TV gusu asha obose de ebekọ so wo mrasibedwa fie ho fa ho se mampani atre se de o minor tebia wo awie no ye de ni nyina ebedan ahwefo na mmom samba kwa mampani kan ye bie so ne se efisa abre ya kosi emfiempimienu ene aduonu enum a wode na memo beba awieye opepon so me ne de to sonso no obebo mode asabo sha wode she Ghana for a no efa apomuden ho nsem so obesi aya asabia makomako oha ene dubako 111 hospitals no obebo mode awie ansana na memo aba awieye.
This pandemic exposed other shortcomings of our country, which have undoubtedly contributed to the anxieties that have befallen the nation. Agenda 111 was born out of this necessity to address some of these shortcomings. At the normal rate of growth, we're not likely to make up the deficit in our health facilities infrastructure for a very long time. Hence the need for a special dedicated program of infrastructural development. We are undertaking the construction of 101 entities which comprise standard 100-bed district hospitals for 101 districts without hospitals, with accommodation for doctors and nurses. 6 new regional hospitals for each of the 6 new regions. The rehabilitation of the Efia Nkwanta Hospital in the Western region. 1 new regional hospital for the Western region. And 3 psychiatric hospitals for each of the 3 zones of the country, that is North, Middle, and Coastal. It is an ambitious project which must and will be done, and which will create some 33,900 jobs for construction workers, and on completion, some 34,300 jobs for health workers. Mr. Speaker, I have to report, like all major construction projects, it is evident that the initial schedule we gave for the completion of Agenda 111 was overly ambitious. Identifying suitable sites around the country, for example, has turned out to be even more problematic than had been anticipated. I am now able to say that a great deal of the preparatory work has now been completed, and work has started at 87 of the 111 sites. I've been assured that preliminary work on the remaining 24 sites is ongoing. We have every intention of seeing this project through to a successful end, which will enable me to commission all 111 hospitals before I leave office on 7th January 2025.
Mampeni Adodanko Akufo-Addo kasafa akuyayo enso honsem na ochire mu se planting for food and job no abeboa pa ma se akuyafo bebre e na asajumedie no abesesa won hyebre e wo manmu enye no nko ensase a no so no dodo be se empem dumiensa 13,000 e na se no so aboa ne e mo ne ekeka ho no wo mu di duama akuyayo aya akono wo manmu.
The successes of the program for planting for food and jobs have transformed the lives of many farmers around the country. I'm glad to announce that the Tono irrigation dam has been fully rehabilitated and is back to life and fully operational, and is serving the needs of many farmers in the areas around them. The result of significant investment by my government in the Ghana Commercial Agriculture Project has resulted in the availability of a total of 13,190 hectares of additional irrigable land through the rehabilitation of Tono, Pong, Left Bank, and Pong irrigation schemes for rice and vegetable cultivation. Immediate benefits arising from the scheme include improved rice yields, increasing from 4.5 tons per hectare to 5.5 tons per hectare, leading to increased production and growth in farm incomes.
NIA ekwaya befa so obetro udin amaya dia to atum e wo men se wo ye Ghana ni amapa ne so no so mampani Adodanko Akufo-Addo ka ho nsem a sese no wo kire se sanse wonam abefo kwa so na ayenti enipa bi a anka okodu boga na wanya boga din obedu nkran so na wanya nkran din no sese Ghana sade ni nyina etwam.
I'm happy to report that the national identification card, the Ghana card, has finally been integrated into our everyday lives as a cradle-to-grave necessity. Again, will it be that someone born in this country will live a full life, die and be buried without any record of his or her existence?
Afe ensama efa akwansra mechire tourism honsem no mampani chire se anano no a year of return ebepie mu o my Ghana no eboaye pa na so covid betwintwan wiase anamu ebika Ghana nti ama akwansra honsem akofom kakra enso emfa honsa no hyehyede egu akwan mu a afe bia Ghana behwe se year of return no ebeba so na atumi aboa mu akwansra honsem asem akonkan ewo manyim.
The end of year 2019, just before the onset of COVID, when the world came to Ghana in that December to remember. And we were the happy place to be at the end of our year of return. Ghana continues to lead the push for African renaissance through the decade-long Beyond the Return project. The December in Ghana component of this project has positioned Ghana as the destination to visit every December. Last year, the country recorded some 623,523 visitors, up from the 55,108 visitors the year before, signifying a marked rebound of our tourism sector. We should recapture those glorious moments and build on them as we work hard to reclaim what we lost to the COVID years.
We Premtobre Kasee Adom TV so na ohwe na live wo Facebook and Instagram like it for agenda to ho na face so cheche me trehye no me ton kraba en krato no achi meto ansem no so. Yeah, that's it. So I'll show you a video. Make I will say, I bring you over some video on YouTube. No, one more doma na so no. I am me so. Me asu we a chese brebe obenya kwanya. Na video bi aye de beto ha no. What me ahwe. Ne watro say was no so. I am me a se ne be ya. Unua bi nso benya bi ahwe. Abrebe a wo ye me sa video bi aye de beto ha no. Ubenya bi ahwe. Me da say. We ye Premtobre Kasee Adom TV so and our share me to ansem no so na yenko asante mantam Ghana fo bi so mo wo sa mantam yimo a kire wona join the fast de na mo hwe anim de mampani ebeka efu anasa fam ngono a ebo na de che bi emu peja edwa so ade bia be kone ato ne mabo so wo mo so nsem ni
Asibejem na nado danko akufuado ebekopimo na fe no odo my Ghana sene yetibie mu etie atu bi enim na fe yetumi hu state of the nation address na santima ntemu a me common things na fe me ni adesie bi edi nkomo abiso mo ne omo hwe ni mu esema mpanyini betudwa na nsema hodo bi a omo edetuma mpanyini enim
ababa dey say dey I had pa ade to na ye nipa no onyade na ope enzu obo ne boa no atiem no okọ ti e ba yesisi asa agise 11 no beto obi wa ye ya na okokrom so ko fa de sika na o de ko fa ne man me ban se o de 500 ne ko fa ukwa de abeka ho no be 300 de abeka ho ne doso me a previ say wo me a mani fe de bedru say o me say Ghana e de na efiti be 3 months ba nye easy nti say be ya yesre na ongu ne mamu mai
sinama esioma ni ma adin sioma ni ma adin sinama na mi gina ase o ankanya na metra biro me suata sa juma pon ho ba sia na bia be ko bia obi ase Ghana ye den ntonye ska kura total sini bi ti apake machines fi any other street boys and boys I just say me dimate na dimate so I just say bia me ko gina kwa no ama me ho shada bodam bi obi lo du ka kura no de kwa ase me rem ye no punch na me jiska because maju pom tirima she e bro man ni mu ebe 2016 coming down in na dem timi twa susu 20 city 30 city da bia na mu ska se sia ma me ko mi susu book no me kiro me diska wo mu nyina sinia ma me ni apre
me ntobia na te se fresh na me to no oh and fresh say na me timi to aduane 3 cities na me didi amen aduane me to 3 cities me timi to nam 2 cities and te se me to nam and aduane 4 cities nam enam no kura 2 cities kura binim enam no 2 cities binim te se to nam 3 cities enti sa no pa nko wadi 8 cities awia obedi sen awia nso obedi 8 cities na te se enumere nso wasa di 8 cities ukọ anim kura ba first no 9 sa first utimi to mo 2 cities enam 2 cities odidi amen uye free ene de eden we na me koto nkara dokono me koto no 3 cities baako adai
die bo ma men ka finza if you na trasa me go me meti ademra me mako school tech first do mo best school no mo fe ne ye obi ade cities say obi ade me de 3 cities na aka ho enti aye bebre na nka bebi amete ne kwa awa enti me ben take no so anka me pe dan no so rent so nya de keto a enti ahokire ne de ho
afa yenkobono empotem ho mahene a owo doma empotem ho ene osagefo osiadeyo nana agema bedu otosumieno ena nana de afutuo ema ne kromafo no se omo akasa nso ka won ho bomu a empuntu sembetumi akoso wompotem ho enti womprenka bom na empuntu nso enye won chefa
Ahine popra Wodoma traditional area ya wonukre yesansu ye penyimpa Wodabono Regional House of Chiefs ano osagefo osiadeyo nana agema bedu otosumienu echire mu se enkabomu a eni ahemfo ene omanfo ntem eka ho bi ena sesei wonom mpotem ho no mo de entumi enkonkan no
abonofo oyem dese ne abonofo ya kekaye ho nyankekaye ho no nya bi ni yankasa ye beede ye be sheye fa na fa she na she ne nhye se ye frantuma de abakeke o ye de ye ho kire ye man na o kire ya kire ne ma ewom ade a ewom ya de hye ne ye be yo na ne ma bebetimi aye de aboaye
Wahini a Wosuma traditional area wode ne ho Dr. Afram Brempon a otosom yensa enso de to nananom ahemfo ene omanfo wobunu nyina animu sei wonfa menteme ho ase bi wo mu no ento nchen ne mum wonka wo ho mum no wommoa emempuntu ema wonum krom wonom
na dia ba ko a odi abrunfo nya pa mpapa emu pesemin kuminya so be yo dia mengo am de ne nga be du be bondi ya be mo bia di saye yo sa ena ne nti asa na ma we nyina ho ne se abrunfo yemfa bone nche especially yedua no be bone enu nti so bi yo bone ko na opache wa chinchina na wo pese obetua ne ka
da sebre okoji amandu odu ampem a otosumienu ena ye nsoko manhene wono so ede ne nsem etudwa
adia ba ko wodi namo ye bono manu ha ya krachifo no sabe bebe ye fu na anteno wodi mribia ebe kwa bono manu no ebe kun fo be ye fu mo de be kwa ye bono manu ya krachifo ni bibi nya bebe di mo ye ba bi bebe ni die ye ba bi bebe no bono nti nkora ma mrante ni emaya unyini mutie musia mabre musia bakumasel na musa bono ye bono
Municipal Chief Executive Mitre MC or Takwansayim ene Benjamin Kasee ena watch mu say anano from adendin a fire e wodom pempepe sampotem honom no ensemoni asa from ano edi ye no ne botai pa a opese wo ye e wo sa from adendin no echi ene se suku adan se wo nyina no obesisi ni ye se ne be suku form of no ebenya enhomasua mu chefa
Omanfo bese ahenum ena watakwa dom pempepesa e watakwa nsu ayemen sininim e watoye mantemu ena insubrani am adindindi akire eto ena no dwada na dwono onam so ehwere eniema pi ensuo yinso SSA suku dan awodo a ewo Adom Kasee amane boni ene mensiri panyimpa Benjamin Kasee etwetwe enkomo no wodi tu dwase onena admo adwuma eko no aka bomu a ogusua ehwe eniema SSA ye ne kwan obefa so aboa omanfo nenso asamde nani so ade hunu titire pa ene se suku dan ya ensuo yi epa so ne nyina no obesie se be ye ne animo ya amofra no betimi ahye suku asibiem okade to se wakobo emrahye bedwane George Merikuduka amane sentie nche emo bi wo bia no ode beboa omanfo
school a wa say no o say nkwala no go school to ndie ne menimi ya o say yes sign be fix school dan no na nkwala no go school ankwa nkoso wanya my say no we reach out to you but onye possible so say we can bring everybody back to the normal position but something I obechere say atorenche no wa to no yengina yetawochi no yebeye na it's going to be fair we have asked that NADMO collate the list of victims and them wa say so that yeba fairly we will distribute those items according to the extent of damage waba in himself man for so trauma no we will need the pastors and the clergy and counselors to be speaking to them. One our local FM wahano. Make it say this is the time I was say yama kwan ma nkofo beka awrekyekyeresam
Okasa wi yape na mensi nadmo coordinator Francis Amwa enso ene Adom Kasee etwetwe enkomo ani nsem bia wodi tudwa enie
Tesia ye bai fie ni mu no meka bampim ekro munum almost ekro meka se uchem miansa mienu anya haw duty na nra de esi yenti tesia ye bai na use nkofo bebre no ma sei asisi de Kasee ase ye hwe nfese nchensin ayi ku edan ene cement si efi ye hwe dan wi a na aka ankonkon yoma japade na nyoma access on ebenya mattresses on sebe montalier nyoma bebri access a nimpa na setrem no aka no
Ghana Aviation Authority for enso marriage mo se enfa ho se COVID hihye ne bi o ha we free oman wiem hyen gina bia teturu Kasee no Kotoka International Airport na so spray na wo mo petepete nro wo ho se ne be ya ode be pre ahobambo efa COVID ne ho de enya de oman mu ba bia wiem hyen gina bia wo no wo be jai sa de no yo
COVID ho hyehyɛ ya eda Oman Ghana wiem hyen gina bia no mpanimfo etwese obegusua akuram terminal 1 2 and 3 ewo Kotoka International Airport mpanimfo eti wani ahwe yie pa bambon soso wayire mu ewo ho ni nyina ene se won pese COVID-19 yade no ebesen atrebiem na asa ne foforo kora bewura Oman Ghana mu head of vector control service ene Reverend Ebenezer Kwame Adom no de tudwa se sisi asoye na niswade hunu ba kopa ene se wobehwe se COVID-19 yade no ebia emma Oman Ghana mu biem ne senti enura wode pete wono mbosome bia ne de enya de a wobegyae
yen ma ya de ne nkyere se ekọ se wabo bi kura mpo wanhwe ya ebetimi asa ye de asa ahyew na eye better control activity de no de se covid wo ho covid ni ho ehia se be bibiara enipedi atrentwie ye kode ye ba no ese ye de ye petepete ho nanso eno ya de a World Health Organization egitum se sa apeti na edro na ede bob bibibiri no enye virus ba ko pede ku no na mum virus abobia yemfi ani hu a obetimi adi o medipa ho ntono no sa edro no so obema ne ho akire no
enu echi wasa ka de to aso se wo hwekwan se obibi obaba ho no ma be free mhyen no e wo se COVID-19 bambo pani owo bi se be yi a aban na news wade hu no se on pese obi abenya yade ni bi no obetimi edro ho
ye ni e de aboa aban hihye bi a waye bia se de bema yatimi agi SPS sita ni ehu sampa de yenya no ye nsa anko yachi esan se o ma panyi di to dwa se se bi abosome afi mpam de ni yatimi anya opepie aduonu na wo mo abompane no na so wo mo ye de na se ye de ye to aso ne tiri se wim hye ha no wo de ma yati ase se oba na se panie mienu no yemfa nwo wa ese ye de ye de wo ne sa ye hwese ebi wo ho ana
me na safa so wa hwe video say yo fe ye bi here wo ho ane say o be subscribe share like it na comment na videos be brain be grow se be ya fo so a e show no o be unu se pa Adom TV Adom FM ya wode mama me da se
Well done, well done. But when you come here, we're going to kidnap you. We're not going to allow you to go back to Dortmund. Where we'll, so be very careful when you're entering. You might not be able to leave Ghana again.
This opportunity to congratulate the coach and the technical team. I think they have done so well. To gather the boys for 3 days or 4 days to put that performance, I think that they have done so well. We were hoping.
Heaven moves well, we will get there. We will get
Congratulations to the Ghana senior national team Black Stars. Ye mama kwaba so mumoni yosemama nanado danko Akufo-Addo. The birthday cake anyeneka. Mpacha obenya bebrahwe fire lady e the fire for fire e ba beto so na je say wie ebe yoja. Mpacha omedindi ma metra diamond memo ha edase.